The entire NFL nation received a fresh slap in the face when watching the Browns beat the Panthers in Week 1. But what contributed to the home team Panthers' demise? Who were the main players that led the Browns to victory? When you look at the setup of the Cleveland Browns, you automatically dismiss them as an offensive juggernaut because they are playing with their backup quarterback, Jacoby Brissett. As you might be aware, the Browns acquired star quarterback Deshaun Watson in a blockbuster trade from the Houston Texans. The organization gave up 3 first-round picks from 2022 to 2024 for a player that would later be suspended by the league for 11 games. That is roughly 65% of the season. The Cleveland Browns are placing their faith in their new backup Brissett because they feel that he can be a game manager by moving the sticks and allowing their main weapons, the run game, to do what they do best. It's the two-headed run committee in Cleveland that has the entire league alerted. Nick Chubb does most of the run and pound work by chugging along at great speed to move the sticks with his feet, and Kareem Hunt is the running back that catches balls in the outfield and stretches the defenders. This isn't the only running back by committee in the NFL, but it is the deadliest. Against the Panthers, Nick Chubb ran for 141 yards for 22 carries, averaging 6.4 yards per carry. Now, despite the fact that he didn't get a touchdown, those are monstrous numbers on the road in Week 1. The Panthers could have and should have just placed more defenders in the box, since everyone in the world knew that the Browns were going to run every chance they got. But still, Chubb and the Browns found a way to counter their maneuvers and establish the run effectively. Another reason why the run was so successful was because of the aerial and run after the catch threat of Kareem Hunt. Hunt had 11 carries for 46 yards, averaging 4.2 a carry, which is decent, but he also had 1 rushing touchdown. To add to his breathtaking display, he caught 4 passes for 24 yards and scored another touchdown. The only 2 touchdowns of the game were scored by the threat on display shown by the running back tandem. So to illustrate how indispensable they were on the field, Chubb played 53% of the snaps, while Hunt played 56% of them. There's a real split in how the Browns are using their dual threat, which is leading to a deadly combo. And quite frankly, the Cleveland Browns don't have any other weapons. They have no choice but to utilize the Chubb-Hunt combination because Jacoby Brissett isn't a good enough quarterback to feature as a starter in the NFL. Watching Brissett throw the ball, you will see how slow the ball moves from out of his hands. There is a lack of zip and finesse when it comes to his quarterback play, and once teams figure out how to stop the run, that's when the Browns will be in trouble. Against the Panthers, Brissett completed 18 passes from 34 attempts, which is a pass completion percentage of 52.94. Hardly numbers that you want for your starting quarterback, but that's what the Browns have to deal with at the moment in the most important position in football, until Deshaun Watson is eligible to return. For the moment, the wide receivers will suffer, as was the case in Week 1, where the only one who eclipsed the 20-yard receiving mark was Donovan Peoples-Jones. He had 60 yards from 6 receptions. He was also targeted the most, a season-high 11 times, but that just goes to show how dependent this offense is on their backfield. The duo of Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt are crucial to the plans of the Cleveland Browns if they want a chance of going to the playoffs. And I'm sure that's the plan at the moment, to stay competitive as possible while maximizing the usage of both Chubb and Hunt. All the Browns need to do is maintain their current game plan because there isn't a plan B. Everything hinges on the monstrous performance on the ground by Chubb and the elusive and quickness of Hunt in the backfield passing game. This isn't the first time an organization has thought of using 2 backs in their offensive system, but the Browns know that their best players on that side of the ball are Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, and the entire NFL knows it, so eventually plans will be put into place to stopping them. But can they? Can they halt this moving duo freight train? From what the NFL has told us in the past, you cannot stop greatness. That's why it is referred to as such, because if you could prevent it from happening, it wouldn't be great. In Chubb and Hunt, the Browns have 2 phenomenal players that will continue to perform at a high level week in and week out. Last season, Nick Chubb ran for 1,258 yards for an average of 5.5 yards per attempt, scoring 8 touchdowns and fumbling the ball just twice. Chubb isn't primarily used as a receiver, but that's due to the fact that the Browns organization want him to focus on his tackle-breaking runs and to keep moving even after contact is made. In Week 1 versus the Panthers, Chubb picked up 112 yards after contact. So after a huge defender tried to stop him, Chubb said, "Not today," and just kept moving along. Such brute strength, desire, and willpower can only endear him with his fans and the rest of the league. We'll approach him with the respect that he has earned. As for Kareem Hunt, he only featured in 8 games last season due to injury, but still managed to pull out impressive numbers. He had 5 rushing touchdowns and 22 receptions for 179 yards in a Baker Mayfield offense that was focused for much of last season in trying to get the ball in the hands of star Odell Beckham Jr. The season prior to that, Hunt played in 16 games and had 6 rushing touchdowns and 5 receiving ones. He is a dual threat, both on the ground and in the air, but he is best utilized when the passing game isn't working. Those passes that he catches in the backfield force the defense to position closer, which will help set up the play-action pass scheme. It is a strategy that should work well and efficiently once there is a quarterback with the arm strength to pull it off. Still, there's no denying that Hunt is an undervalued offensive player and should be credited for at least 50% of the offense success. The other 50 should go to Chubb, and there's no denying the magnitude of their brilliance. Both Chubb and Hunt are worthy players to be selected as Pro Bowl candidates, and by the end of the season, should the Cleveland Browns make it to the playoffs, it would be because of the unstoppable force of both Chubb and Hunt. And it's not like other teams aren't trying to find that exact same formula. Look at the Green Bay Packers and their offensive structure with running backs Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. Green Bay has essentially copied the strategy, and so far it hasn't worked that well for the Packers. This is a formula that the Browns have tested for years, that they have perfected along the course of the preseason, knowing that they will be without their star quarterback. There's finally signs of intelligence, proof of life in this organization that has been ridiculed by the media and the NFL nation. There's nothing but sunshine and upside to come for this team. Do you need more proof? They are playing the New York Jets at home in Week 2. The Jets, who gave up a lot of passing yards in Week 1, are set to be giving up a whole lot more rushing yards in Week 2. There's nothing, barring injury, that will stop Nick Chubb from chugging down the field like a man possessed, and nothing will stop the intelligent and quick Kareem Hunt from reaching the end zone for multiple touchdowns. The Cleveland Browns aren't lucky. It's a franchise that's known nothing but misery. But they did get 2 things right. They knew they needed to hang on to Kareem Hunt even after he requested a trade in the offseason. And they knew they had to convince both Hunt and Chubb to stay and carry this entire offense until Deshaun Watson gets back. So do you think that the Chubb-Hunt combination is the deadliest combo in the NFL? Who would you name as the deadliest duo? Please let us know in the comments below, but before you go and still want to watch some awesome NFL content like this, please watch the next video that will pop up on your screen.